Now, why is the Umidigi One Max considered the red-headed stepsister to the F1? It shouldn't be.
It's the hard knock life for us.
What's up, everybody? It's PJ the Great. I hope you're having a super beautiful day. And if you're new here, I do videos just like this as well as ADHD tips. So if that sounds like your jam, consider subscribing. And for all of my returning subscribers, what's up, fam? Welcome back. Now today I want to talk about this guy right here. This is the Umidigi One Max. I picked this phone up probably about like a month ago on Amazon.com. It was $179, which I thought was an amazing deal. Now, I've seen a couple of reviews on YouTube already for this, and you've probably seen them as well. But what I don't understand is, like, a lot of people who review this phone, they then pick up the Umidigi F1, which is like, I think $20, $30 more expensive than this, and maybe $50. I'll leave links down below so you can go and check it out. But when people check out that phone, they're like, don't even consider the One Max, pick up the F1. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I took a look at the specs of this phone right here, the Umidigi One Max, and I also took a look at the F1 specs. And granted, yes, the F1 does have few like better specs than the One Max, but to me, it wasn't warranted paying $40, $50 more for that phone. I honestly think that this phone is not only good enough and it's capable, but in some ways I think it's a lot better than the F1, especially for what the money you're going to be paying for it. Now, the specs on this phone, they're pretty impressive for what you're getting for the price. Basically what you're getting is you're getting a 6.3 inch screen at 720p, and I'll let you know right now the screen looks pretty damn good to be 720p. At oftentimes I'm looking at it in comparison to my iPhone XR, and this looks better to me than the XR. Now, you're getting a Helio processor on this phone. I hear a lot of people saying bad things about it, like how it's slower than Snapdragon. That may be the case, but for what I'm using it for, it seems to be pretty zippy, along with the 4 gigabytes of RAM, and you have 128 gigabytes of ROM, which is pretty decent, and you get a 4100 or 4150 milliamp an hour battery, which is pretty decent, and you get fast charging via USB-C. Also, you get fast charging with wireless charging. This thing is packing a lot for $179. I don't know why anybody is like dissonant and saying that it's not comparable to the F1. Now, one thing that I really like about the Umidigi One Max over the F1 is the fact that it has wireless charging. The F1 is more expensive and it doesn't have wireless charging, so figure that one out. So I really like the fact that this has wireless charging. That was one of the reasons why, or one of the many reasons why I chose this over the F1. I love the wireless charging feature. And as far as the overall look and feel of the One Max compared to the F1, they're pretty much the same phone. They got that awesome little water drop notch there. Kind of reminds me of the OnePlus 6T on a budget. So they both have that. One of the differences is the Umidigi One Max has the power button and the fingerprint sensor on the side, which I absolutely hate, to be perfectly honest with you. And the F1 has it on the back of the device. Now, the camera on this device is not that shabby at all, but I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, it's not that good either. And from what I'm hearing, the F1 camera is slightly better. It has like more features. I played around with the camera on here and it's fine. You have to be really, really steady in order to get a decent shot. And I think it has EIS on board, but it doesn't seem to be helping at all. And video quality, I haven't really tested that out, but you know, in true PJ the Great fashion, you know I'm gonna take this thing out and do some B-roll and some photo tests. So stay tuned for that. Now, another advantage that a lot of people have been talking about that the F1 has over the Umidigi One Max is the fact that the F1 is running 9.0 Pi, whereas this is running 8.1 Oreo. Now, It all depends on who the user is and who's deciding to pick up one of these devices. If you're a person like me that just wants a phone that works so that you can text, make phone calls, check the web, use a couple of apps, it's not really going to matter to you if you're running Oreo or if you're running Pi. Now, the true Android enthusiasts, that may matter to them, that they'll want the latest OS and not be stuck with Oreo. Now, I don't know if this phone is going to be updated to Pi or not, and I think that's kind of like how Umidigi justified the pricing, with this one having Oreo, F1 having Pi. We'll just have to wait and see if this gets an update. If I had to guess, I would go out on a limb and say that it probably won't, because if it does, then that would be even more of a reason for people to jump over to the One Max instead of the F1, in my opinion. Now, there have been a couple of other things that I've been reading online too, and I think I might have seen a couple of YouTube videos, is that the F1 is pretty much universally unlocked. You can use it on CDMA or GSM, whereas this one right here is strictly GSM. Now, if you go over to the Amazon link, which I'll leave down below, you'll see some contradicting messaging in regards to what the One Max can do. Like at the very beginning of the listing, it says, note, this does not work on Verizon, it'll only work on GSM networks. But then if you go a little bit further down on the listing where you have the Q&A, you have a person that works with Umidigi telling people, yes, this will work on Verizon. Now, I won't have an opportunity to test it out. Maybe I might have to and bring that to you, because right now I'm using it on Speed Talk Mobile, which is T-Mobile, MVNO. So supposedly this can work on Verizon and Sprint. It depends on where you read, but the messaging on Amazon.com, not their fault, but the seller's fault. It's a little contradicting. Overall, at the end of the day, there's absolutely no reason why the Umidigi One Max should be considered the red-headed stepsister
It's the hard knock life.
to the F1. This phone is more than capable, and I think in a lot of ways just as capable as the F1. Sure, it has a slower processor, sure it has Oreo instead of Pi, and sure the cameras aren't as good as the camera on the F1, but those are minor things in my opinion that do not warrant paying $40 or $50 more for the F1, especially if you're just a typical average everyday user. Save yourself some money, you'll be happy with this. Now, plus I like the fact that it has wireless charging, like I said, and the F1 doesn't. One downside, and I'll say it again, that button on the side with the fingerprint sensor, hate it. Absolutely hate it. I can't tell you how many times where I put this thing in my pocket, and a lot of times, I'll put my hands in my pockets when I'm walking or something like that, and I'll accidentally open this phone and it's open in my pocket doing all kinds of crazy things. It locked me out of a bunch of my accounts, and I had to re-sign in and re-verify myself, because who knows what the hell this thing was doing in my pocket. That's why I hate this. I hate that it's on the side, because it's easy to activate it while it's in your pocket if you put your hands in your pocket. At the end of the day, I'm highly recommending the Umidigi One Max over the F1. It's just a better bang for your buck. What you're getting for the price in comparison to what you're getting with the F1, this is way more worth it. It is. I mean, you're going to be totally happy with it, especially if you're just an average everyday user and you're not a true hardcore Android enthusiast. And if you are, you're probably not even looking at either one of these phones, to be honest with you. Hey, if you guys like this video, do me a favor and give it a big old thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. But don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time I upload new videos. And I want to hear from you. Do you guys have the Umidigi One Max? Have you been considering it? Hit me up in the comment section to let me know. If you own the F1 and you disagree with me, let me know why in the comment section as well. And until I see you in the next video, this is PJ the Great saying Audi 5000G. Oh, and by the way, redheads are pretty hot.